today's video, I want to go over search engine optimization and how it directly relates to your performance on Upwork in both the inbound and outbound sense. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the term SEO, once again, it stands for search engine optimization, and it essentially relates to website traffic and how you're able to manipulate that for higher quality and higher quantity leads. So whether that be your website, your Upwork profile, social media profile, maybe it's even LinkedIn articles and blog posts that you want to actually push people towards, there is an SEO component to it that we can manipulate. And as I've already listed Upwork, you can tell that Upwork is no exception to this rule. So just to get straight into it, the entire point of an SEO optimized Upwork profile is the fact that you can gain more inbound and outbound leads as a result. But for this video in particular, we're going to focus on the inbound aspect because that's where SEO's strong point really lies. So starting off, I'll preface this by saying you aren't even at the starting line until your Upwork profile is 100% complete. You have the 100% beside your name or under your name. Your SEO won't even matter until your profile is 100% complete. These elements that I'm about to go over directly relate and directly influence how complete your profile is, but it doesn't encompass all of it. So I'd say that the elements that I'm about to go over really only encompass 60 to 70%, rather 80% of what it actually takes to have a complete profile. I've left out 2 or 3 aspects because they have nothing to do with SEO. But let's get right into it. So the first element that we want to go over is the title. So I have a bit of an example right here. I am using one of my clients' accounts to really drive the point home and show you practical examples. So my client does automations and operations, and there's an AI aspect to that as well. But all you need to know is that he does automation and operation, no code and custom code. So we only real goal with SEO optimizing it is for inbound leads and for them to be qualified inbound leads at that. So we aren't really interested in getting the most traffic possible if the traffic isn't quality traffic. So starting off, the title needs to reflect that. So what we do, or what my client does, is workflow and marketing automations using Make.com, Zapier, and he has other disciplines or other competencies in Go High Level, Active Campaign, Klaviyo, MailChimp, etc. But what we want to look at to make the distinction is which keywords are ranking the most and are the most popular on Upwork. And we can check this just by doing a quick search in the search bar. So searching Go High Level in Upwork and seeing what the search results look like. So rather than choosing MailChimp, Klaviyo, I go for Go High Level because it's being searched more, meaning that it will rank higher over those keywords. So by inputting all of these keywords into the title, I am telling the Upwork algorithm that these are the words that I'd want to be associated with, so that if anybody searches for these keywords, I'm in the running. That's essentially what it is. That's what the title is for, why you're doing it, or why you're writing these words in particular, and how to go about searching, and also choosing the right keywords. That's all it is. Now, a bit of a caveat, I like to input words such as, or adjectives I should say, such as expert, specialist, connoisseur, any of these words, because it sets you apart from your competition. Anybody can say they're an expert, that's true, but it's a matter of psychology. When someone writes on their profile or their resume that they're an expert in this, more often than not translates to a certain amount of quantifiable years in experience. So I am indirectly saying for my client that he has 3 to 5 years worth of experience at the very least, hence why they should go with us. So moving on to the profile description. Now, this is something that I have preached about in multiple videos, some of which I'll probably link somewhere here so you can go and watch them. But the profile description is our opportunity to say, or to really preface the entire profile and show the client what exactly we're able to offer to them without using video content like a video introduction, which has no sway over SEO. So that's why the profile description is that important. This is where we're able to do a mini blog post. We have more than 4,000 words at our disposal. For the profile description, I like to follow a framework that I coined called the HWWR Format, which is essentially an acronym for how it works, who is it for, results you can expect, what to do next. So just going based off that, I like to start all of my profile descriptions by showing social proof in the form of a tangible result, as well as a bit more information. Or rather than a bit more, it's not detailed, it's incredibly vague, but that's just to build curiosity, which is one of the simplest methods of copywriting, effective copywriting. So in this profile description, I start off by saying I create no-code and custom code solutions that save companies 15 plus hours, allows them to take on at least 5 additional clients without hiring, and make them hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue. So before any of you wonder why I'm speaking in the first person perspective, if you're doing this from the standpoint of an agency, you'll find that clients aren't as receptive to agencies or larger teams as opposed to freelancers, which most of them come onto Upwork for. So it's less daunting for a freelancer to apply to a job than it is for an agency to apply to a job. So it reduces friction and increases chances of a response and then eventually a converted meeting. So I keep profile descriptions or any form of copywriting in the first person. So these are results that my client has actually gotten, and the case studies are on their website, which I would link in the proposal, because you can't link anything in the profile description. So I never encourage anyone to lie. I'm using results that my client has actually gotten and has proof of doing. So this builds rapport, this builds intrigue, and this makes them want to move forward. Now, I continue the copy by saying here's how, because there's an option to show more. So the client doesn't actually see the entire profile description right off the bat, and we can use this to our advantage. If I can build intrigue using these first 2 lines and get them to click more, that means they're somewhat interested to read on. So that's the entire point of those lines. Moving on. So we're getting more into the HWRW format, and I'm going to gloss over a lot here, specifically because I've made a video about this in the past. But how it works, we want to make it abundantly clear that we'll be doing this directly. We won't be outsourcing anything. We're going to be doing everything that we can to ensure the result. We'll be doing audits, we'll be doing custom solutions, implementing these solutions, etc. So the first H in the HWRW format, and the only H at that, is really meant to give the prospect a bit more insight into your process. You need to at least give them an example of what they can expect whilst working with you. And here's something new that I do for my clients personally, but an easy way to get more keywords into your profile description without it being long and drawn out, and in this case it's for automations and operations agencies, is to let them quickly know what type of projects you've worked on in the past and that you're actually able to do for them that might build intrigue. So CRM, operations, sales pipelines, client reporting, proposal creation. By doing a bit of market research, and it would be much easier for an agency to know, but these are pain points of companies or agencies. Having to do repeatable tasks is a huge pain point because it actually costs them a lot of time that they could otherwise have their team working on other aspects of the project to drive a better ROI for the client. So I'm actually digging at pain points that they have using this common repeated tasks your business faces that we've automated using my digital real estate, whilst also dropping in keywords there. So CRM, client reporting, proposal creation, client onboarding, etc. are all aspects of operations which my client specializes in. But yeah, moving on. So for the first W in the HWRW format, it's who is it for? So I like to make it incredibly clear what type of clients my clients work with. So if you're doing under 10,000 in monthly recurring revenue at minimum, then there's no point. If you're doing anything under that, there's no point in my client working with you. These are aspects that I ask my clients about ahead of time so that I know who they'd like to work with, so that I only get them qualified calls and qualified clients. So for the R, you want to let them know what results they can expect, which ties into social proof that I mentioned at the very beginning. So if you know that you've driven 100,000 plus additional revenue for a client, you should let them know that in the results aspect of your profile description. Never leave the client guessing what they can expect. You have to understand that clients want to be sold to, but they don't want to be scammed. Nobody wants to be scammed. So you have to give them reasons to trust you. And the only way you can do this is by letting them know about the work you've done in the past and being completely transparent with those results. Of course, have been able to back it up as well. So for the W, last W I should say, it's what to do next. So another thing that clients and people in general really like is to be told what to do. Don't write an incredibly good profile description and then leave the prospect wondering what they should do next. Not everybody is savvy with Upwork. They haven't been using it for years upon years like some of us have. So you need to let them know how they're able to get into contact with you so that you can continue the conversation. Let's say that you have, and they like the word free, right? This is another form of marketing and psychology. So let them know you have a free consultation call, you have a free audit call, a free growth analysis call, whatever you call it, and then prompt them to hire you or invite you to submit a proposal. So those are just some simple CTAs that you can run, but I like to use, is this worth exploring? Would you like me to send over more details? Invite me to submit a proposal so we can learn more. Simple as that. And then of course you end with your name. So moving on to the portfolio, I think this is an aspect that it's very stupid that people actually skim over this. But if you have a very bold claim that you've made in your profile description, the portfolio needs to reflect that. You need to be showing all of your case studies, all of your social proof, just dumping it onto your portfolio, because this is the only aspect of your entire Upwork profile where you're allowed to do this and have digital real estate to accommodate it. So yes, you can put it in your proposals. Yes, you can attach it. But when somebody hops onto your profile completely cold, you need to show them that you're someone worth trusting and continuing the conversation. So this is important. Every single piece of social proof that you have to your name and your business's name needs to be in portfolio. Now, skills. All right, so another thing that is incredibly looked over are skills, and you can select at most 15 of these per profile. So what I like to do is you can actually just go search up the first 5 experts in your niche, your quote-unquote competitors, and then you can just copy their skills, because these are incredibly copyable things. You don't necessarily need to do everything from scratch, because most of the skills that they have, you also have, being an expert in your field. Ensure that you do that without a doubt, please. And in some cases, they won't even have the exact same skills as you. So maybe you're able to do more. Specialized profile is next up. So another thing that people kind of gloss over is the whole specialized profile, which is SEO in its purest form on Upwork. You are telling the system exactly what you want to be known or ranked for, what you specialize in. So in this example, I have scripting and automation and marketing automation. So anything automation related, my client can do. These are the specialized profiles that, according to Upwork's categorization, wholly encompass automations. So these 2 are what you should have if you do automations specifically. Like, this is what you're known for, this is what you do, this is what you have the most expertise in. Automations, these are the specialized profiles you go for. And Upwork has a categorization page that they show beginner freelancers, so you know which specialized profiles apply to you according to your disciplines. So I'll link that in the description for anyone that wants to see what specialized profiles they should actually go for. But yes, you definitely need this. And in my case, I can just copy the same profile descriptions and then put it on both specialized profiles, so scripting and automation and marketing automation, and I can simply copy the same skills as well. So again, skills are copyable. It's not like you can have very specific skills that you type in. These are skills that Upwork legit gives you. So it's the same thing. Have a specialized profile. All right, moving on to certifications. This one I won't spend as much time in. It's important. It's a nice to have. So if you don't have certifications, that's fine, because how many of you, especially those who are new to Upwork or new to the digital landscape, would have certifications in your discipline? So my client is a Make Silver partner. You have to go through a stringent process to be approved for this in the first place. They've been doing automations for years. They're a leader in their industry, so they have the certification for you. If you're just starting out, don't let this bother you that much. Some certifications are more easily accessible than others. For example, Google certifications, you can just do, I think it's an 8-week course and you get certifications for that. But otherwise, it isn't something that you need to rack your head over if you don't have it. Just take it at your own pace. It's a nice to have, not a need to have. Now, if you're interested in more videos like these, then you can check out some of my other videos there. Feel free to subscribe if you've enjoyed what you're watching. And yeah, I'll see you next time.